Yes, you read that right. I spent $10,000 over the course of 16 months trying to become a pickleball influencer, and then I quit. So I wanted to talk about what I spent all that money on, why I quit pickleball entirely, and why I never wanted to come back. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in my fancy Excel pivot table. So I actually keep super detailed records of all my financial transactions using a service called Tiller HQ. This is not an ad. I don't have an affiliate link, but I'm just letting you know. So yeah, I had very detailed records of all of my spending for pickleball and for content. So here we go. So miscellaneous was shoes, balls, grip tape, and weighted tape. I'm honestly not sure how it got to $700 because I feel like some of my shoe purchases weren't even included in this number. Paddles, I've purchased plenty of paddles in my day. My paddle of choice was the Yola Gen 2 Scorpius 14mm. I've actually sold and returned a couple of paddles, so that total number of spending was probably a lot higher, but this is what it ended up as. Paddle testing was primarily the swing weight machine, which was about $350 or $400, I forget. And then the rest of it was scales, measurement tools, and then recording equipment. I kind of went crazy here, as you can see, almost $5,000. I got the Osmo Action 4 action camera, creator combo, of course. And then I got the Sony ZV-E10 later on with a lens and a shotgun mic and a professional lighting setup plus audio treatment. I don't even know. But yeah, almost $5,000 there, which is crazy. Software, I purchased the studio version of DaVinci Resolve. So that's what I did for software. And then tournaments, I think that was tournament fees, including the Airbnb for the one travel tournament that I did. Memberships, we have $2,200 for 10 months between Lifetime and the other pickleball gym. So if we take a look at our grand totals here, I spent $4,000 on just pickleball, as if I wasn't doing content, and then all the content stuff was exactly $6,000 somehow, which brings us to a clean 10 grand of spending. So yeah, that's how much I spent trying to be a pickleball influencer. So there's a few reasons why I wanted to make this video. Number one, I just wanted to give an update to all of my new subscribers that may have subscribed and then never heard from me again. Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't think I'll be making any more pickleball videos moving forward. So I will not be offended if you unsubscribe right now, because honestly, it might hurt my growth if you keep seeing my videos on your feed, but you never click or watch them. So I will not be hurt, but just wanted to thank you for liking my pickleball content. The second reason is I just feel like I needed a transition video because this channel was exclusively pickleball content this whole time. So I just thought it'd be kind of weird if I all of a sudden started dropping random content. But yeah, if you like the style of this video, maybe you'll like my future content. Who knows? And third, I just wanted to share my story. You know, like I said, I spent $10,000 trying to become a pickleball influencer slash paddle reviewer. And, you know, I went from that to not wanting to play at all, which is a pretty drastic change. So I just wanted to talk about why that is, what happened, and maybe some of you can relate to my story. And it all started in my golden era. And I really hope all of you watching got to experience your own golden era, because that's what pickleball was all about. You know, it was the friendships, the laughter, just being outside, meeting new people. Yeah, that's what I really miss. And I feel like a lot of us have kind of strayed from that. So yeah, it all started for me in May 2023. I had a coworker named Bryce. He was my best work friend until he moved jobs. But you know, he brought me out along with some other people, and you know, he was teaching us all the weird pickleball rules like dinking and drops and the weird scoring system. But had a great time, and I was pretty much instantly hooked, as were many other people around me that came out. Because, you know, personally, I'm an athlete. I spent my whole life playing sports and also playing games, and I thought this was like a really good combination of the two. So it was super fun. I was instantly hooked, and myself and that group that was there, we started playing like every single day, every possible day that our bodies would allow or the weather would allow. You know, we'd play until it was too dark to see outside, go to different parks, and you know, we were meeting new people, and it was just an amazing time. It was great, and that was the golden era. And then it started to turn into fall. So, you know, it was getting a little more chilly and it was getting dark. And there was one park that had outdoor lighting. So, of course, all of us moved to that park and started playing there. And that was fun until it got really cold and rainy. And it just so happened that a Lifetime gym opened up pretty close by with 3 pickleball courts. So of course, all of us signed up for Lifetime, and that was kind of like our first introduction to pickleball drama. There was just some shit going on when we got there, but we had our time to play, which was like 8 p.m. to midnight. So every day, we'd be out there playing until midnight and coming home super late and eating and just being tired at work, but like somehow the pickleball addiction just fueled us throughout this time. And we made it work. So that was fun. And around this time, a few of us started going to tournaments. So myself and Bryce, we were pickleball partners, and we ended up getting second at our first 4.0 tournament. It was a pretty small tournament, but you know, it was still like super exciting, and got to feel that competitive drive again. So that was in December. And then in January is when I actually started content. So I bought my first action camera and I figured out how to put it up on the wall, started recording all my games and analyzing the videos and, you know, posting highlights. And I also posted my first long form YouTube video about the pickleball shoe. I actually took it down, but that was my first video. And, you know, we were starting to outgrow Lifetime at this point. You know, there was a lot of us there at Lifetime, and there was only 3 courts. So we were always having to share with everybody. And there was never really time to practice. So we were starting to outgrow the place. And it just so happened that another pickleball gym opened up with 9 courts, which was amazing for us because a lot of us wanted more time to actually practice. So that was super exciting. And, you know, that spring was like the tournament frenzy. Like everybody was going to every tournament. Bryce actually quit pickleball for other reasons, but I got a new partner named David, aka Smiley. Everybody loved this guy, and we partnered for like 3 tournaments in a row, which was super fun. Ended up going to a different city. We did 1 travel tournament, and that was probably like the peak of everything for me personally. And then I feel like things started to go downhill. Like, I just felt like there was a lot of drama about, you know, the in-group and the out-group and all that stuff, which was kind of turning me off from the sport overall. And then I was also going through a breakup at this time. And because I went through the breakup, I had more free time to work on long-form videos because I hadn't done a full-length YouTube video since I first started, which was probably like 7 months prior to that. So I finally had free time, and I made the Proton video and the Mod TA15 video, and I was actually in the middle of creating a 3rd video, which was gonna be my first video with an affiliate link. So after like 8 months of doing content, I was about to make my first dollar. However, you know, I was just starting to burn out during this time, and it just so happened that a promotion opportunity opened up at my workplace. So, you know, I had to lock in. I basically quit pickleball overnight, started focusing harder at my job, got back in the gym, started cooking at home, eating healthy, sleeping on time, updating my wardrobe. I literally left nothing to chance, and I ended up getting the job. So it was all worth it. And that was about 1 month ago. So like 2 months of just, you know, focusing on getting that job, and then 1 month after that of just chilling. And people kept asking me like, why can't you just go back after you get the job? And I feel like, during that time of just getting back to the basics, I pretty much put like a hard reset on my life. And I started remembering who I used to be before pickleball because, I'm a very competitive person and I also have a very addictive personality. So I can get really sucked into a hobby, which is kind of fun because you can go really hard and, nerd out about everything and just go all in. I love doing that. But I think I just realized that pickleball wasn't making me into the type of person that I wanted to become. For example, health and fitness. I think with, having a full-time job and playing pickleball, multiple times per week, making short videos and trying to make long-form videos, I had no time to go to the gym anymore, and I like being really fit. And I just think it's impossible to make considerable gains in the gym while also playing pickleball at the same time. And also, I think that lifestyle was causing me to live in a super unhealthy way where, I'd be going to work and then going home, eating a snack, playing from 6 to 10 p.m., being too tired to cook at home, so I'd buy fast food. I'd usually get Wendy's or like Wingstop. And then, I'd come home, eat, shower, and then it's like midnight and I need some time to unwind. So like usually I'd end up sleeping at like 2 a.m. every day, which is terrible. And then waking up, not getting enough sleep, relying heavily on caffeine to do my job, and then doing it all over again. So yeah, I just feel like I was getting caught up because there's just so much FOMO in pickleball. Like you always feel like you have to keep up. You see everyone around you getting better and going to tournaments, and you feel like you need to get better and go to tournaments. And you see people getting the hot new paddle, and you feel like you need to get the hot new paddle. And then there's like exclusive groups of like high-level players, and you feel like you need to be invited, or like you need to earn your way into those groups. So, I just feel like the whole pickleball lifestyle, it was pulling me in a direction that I didn't really want to go. And the same goes for my content, where the reason I'm switching the direction of my content is because pickleball wasn't really intellectually stimulating me anymore. When I'd make a paddle review, the first time it was pretty interesting because it was all fresh. And then I made the second one and I realized it's like the exact same process for every paddle. Like, you go and you test out the paddle for a couple weeks and you take all the measurements, and you put together your thoughts and you make the video. And there's only so many shots you can take of a pickleball paddle. So like the hardest part for me personally was thinking of creative shots to show off a paddle. And I thought that was really boring and repetitive personally. Also, I didn't like the fact that I had to time my content with external deadlines. And what I mean by that is, first of all, you need to be big enough on YouTube to get these companies' attention so that you can be sent paddles as a part of their pre-launch, where all the influencers get the paddles and then they have time to make the review. And then, they can have the review ready for launch date. So first of all, you need to get to a point where you even have the ability or the option to do that. And then second, you just have to make these videos on these deadlines set by these companies. And I realized I could only really make these videos when I had a lot of PTO. Like, for example, I made the Proton video over July 4th weekend. I just worked the whole weekend. And then my company had another week off, and I spent that whole week making the Mod TA15 video. So it was really unsustainable. The amount of work that was required to do a good job for my personal standards was too high. Just all of this together just created a lot of negative energy towards pickleball. I think after this 3-month break, I can finally go back to how I would personally want to live my life. And pickleball is now just an addition. Like I think I want to go back now just to have fun, socialize, and get cardio like once a week. So that's where I'm at now. And yeah, that's my story. So in conclusion, I just have one ask for all the pickleball gyms out there. I think if you're not doing it already, you should totally have a weekly King of the Hill type event where you don't have to switch your partner. Okay, I had to add this part in after because I wanted to clarify my thoughts here. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of sick of the whole partner switching thing. Like, it's fun, of course, when everyone in your group is at a relatively similar skill level. And of course, it's fun when you start playing pickleball because you get to meet a lot of different people and experience a lot of different play styles. But at a certain point, my definition of fun changed into highly competitive games between four people of relatively equal skill level. Because in these open play style events, there's usually a high range of skill levels. And because some of these events are King of the Hill style, where you move up or down courts depending on if you win or lose, the games kind of matter. So, we've all experienced this where you're pretty good and, you get partnered with somebody not as good, or vice versa. And the other team just starts targeting the shit out of the weaker player. And you never get the ball or they never get the ball. It's just not fun for anybody. And from the other point of view, it's like, dang, like, we got to move up court. So we got to get points where we can. And we can't just keep hitting the ball to the better player. It just doesn't make sense. So it's kind of just built into the format. So the first solution is just to have a challenge court, but usually the wait times are so long for those that it's not really ideal for anybody. What I prefer is a King of the Hill style event where you bring your own partner, you don't have to switch, and if you win, you go up a court. If you lose, you stay, and the loser at the very top court goes back into the queue. If the top court players get too tired, they can, disqualify themselves and get out of the queue. And then a new team enters from the bottom court. So just a few reasons for this. Number one, I just think it's personally the most fun format because I prefer close competitive games, and I know a lot of other people do as well, especially people that are trying to improve. Number two, I think you can actually get pretty good tournament practice from this with a specific partner. And number three, most importantly, if you don't play that often and you're not a part of every single group chat at a gym, you still have a way to get solid competitive games with low commitment. Like, you don't need to feel so involved in the community just to be able to find competitive games. So that is my suggestion to all of the pickleball gyms out there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. And the next time you see me, it probably won't be pickleball content. So yeah, see you next time.